Hello once again, and welcome to another episode of the Mega Strange podcast. Today, we are taking hotline calls. We are listening to stories.
We're getting weird.
Mega strangers all over America. We're getting weird.
We're getting strange.
Wild. We're getting spooky. We're getting freaky dicky.
Oh, no, not that.
We're getting crazy. Sorry. It's been a long day. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing pretty good. I had 2 coffees today, so we'll see how that goes.
I heard a report that they just did a 10-year-long study with over 400,000 people
right now.
that says if you drink 2 cups of coffee a day, it makes your heart stronger.
Oh.
Yeah. You're less likely to have a heart attack.
Let's go. Heart attacks run in my family.
You're less likely to have a heart attack if you drink 2 cups of coffee a day or more.
Well, that's good to know because I've been on a steady diet of hamburgers since I was a kid, so...
Yeah, you can balance it out with some coffee.
Yeah, exactly. I got a good heart, good strong heart.
I've been on a steady diet of hamburgers since I was a kid too. That worries
it's
me.
fucked up. Yeah. I don't
Your dad's vegan, isn't he?
Yeah, he completely plant-based. Yeah, when we were on tour, he took me to a vegan restaurant in New Jersey.
Wow.
Cool. It was awkward. They were doing a comedy show.
Vegan comedy?
I guess you could consider it vegan comedy. But it was the same night you guys were doing your show. So like when we had a break, I went with him and there was like a comedy happening in the back room of
Do you think
restaurant.
I could Google vegan comedy real quick and find like a good bit?
You might find that dude that's on YouTube that says like, I'll eat your pussy if you are vegan.
John Sackers?
Yeah, you'll probably find him.
Oh, we should get John Sackers on the show.
I hate that guy. That guy freaks me out.
John Sackers is this vegan who's extremely cringy. If you haven't watched him, look him up. He did a video years ago where he read negative comments about himself.
Yeah.
And I died laughing. I mean, kudos to John Sackers. He was just reading like, you have an extremely punchable face. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh my God.
I don't want you to punch my face. I can't do it justice.
He's still doing it. He's still making music videos about being vegan.
Okay, I'm trying to read a vegan joke.
Vegan jokes. Here we go. Vegan.
I don't get this joke. Okay, I'm going to read a joke and I don't get it.
Okay, maybe I'll get it.
An argument between 2 vegans is not called a beef.
What's it called?
Just 2 people with bad tempers.
I think that's a fake vegan meat. Because there's like seitan, and then I think there's also like temp, whatever that one is called. I think I understood the joke.
This one's funny.
Okay.
I got funny one.
Good.
This one's good. Vegans and the light bulb. How many vegans does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
No idea, but where do you get your protein?
Oh my God. Got him.
All right, that's enough crappy vegan humor. You know what? Let's get to our first call.
No, who isn't vegan? Our first caller, actually, I have no clue.
Hey guys, it's Kristen, Earth Crisis Factor, and I have quite a few of my own experiences I'd love to share with y'all sometime.
Okay.
But I'm calling in today to talk about my dad's uncle, or my granduncle, I don't know, and how he drove across the Silver Bridge with his brother around 4 p.m. on December 15th, 1967. They collapsed, like an hour before it collapsed. Now, he's like this real old head country guy, the type that doesn't open up and talk about feelings. But I guess in early January of this year, after a few drinks, he calls my dad to shoot the shit. And out of nowhere, like he just starts telling him about the accident at 67. So they were driving back home to West Virginia from college for winter break and decided to leave earlier than planned because they were excited to see their dog, Muffin. And the trip was really chill. But the maid in the car switched up as soon as they crossed the bridge, and he said he didn't know how to describe it. Which, I mean, you know, like I said, he's like a dude that just doesn't talk about his feelings. But he, like, just got on the phone with my dad when he said that. So they were spaced out for the remainder of the trip, but for no obvious reason. So once they got home and got the news, that's when the heaviness hit. And then my dad said he just ended the story with, dinner was real quiet that night. Hey. Yeah, well, no shit. Oh, that's nuts, right? Anyway, I love the Mothman. I love the show, and I love all the strangeness this world has to offer. So thank you for making the best paranormal, metaphysical, mega strange podcast ever. Bye.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for your call, Kristen. That is our fan, also known as Earth Crisis,
Shouts
actor, our paranormal correspondent out there in the wild. So that call, the quality was a little murky,
Yeah.
but essentially I could make it out.
Okay.
She had a great uncle who drove across the Mothman Bridge hours before it collapsed.
Shit.
Go back and watch our Mothman episode from a few weeks back. We give the full history of the Mothman, arguably the second most famous cryptid in America after Bigfoot, and as of right now, my personal favorite.
Oh yeah, I forgot your stand now.
My personal favorite cryptid, but I have a feeling that's going to change as we explore more cryptids. So, current world heavyweight champion, Mothman.
I can see that.
To reiterate, the Mothman is a harbinger of doom, which means when the Mothman shows up, something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah.
And the Mothman famously showed up in West Virginia for a series of weeks that culminated in a bridge collapsing
Yes.
that killed a lot of people, hundreds of people, and cars fell into the water. It was a total disaster. They made the movie The Mothman Prophecies about this bridge collapse.
Yeah, in that episode I talked about, there was a reporter who talked to someone right before it happened, and this woman had a vision of a presence floating in that river, and then it collapsed around Christmas.
That's what Kristen just said. Her uncle drove across the bridge hours before it collapsed.
Yeah.
I'll reiterate because it was kind of murky
yeah,
to
I
hear
couldn't
it.
really hear.
She said her uncle was coming home for spring break,
Yeah,
college or winter break, college break, and they left their college campus early, a few hours early, because they wanted to go home and see their dog Muffin. Aw, isn't that the most 1967 reason to go home early from college? And everything was got to see Muffin, got to pet Muffin. And everything was fine and chipper and cheerio until they came to the bridge, and for some unexplainable reason, the mood suddenly changed on that bridge.
Dude.
She said that her uncle couldn't explain it, but it was just a very dark and heavy feeling that kind of sucked the wind out of the car ride, and everybody remained quiet for the rest of the way home, not knowing why. And then when they got home, they heard the news that the bridge that they had just driven over that had freaked them out collapsed while they were driving after they had passed it.
a lot of people I think died during that as well. So that's fucking crazy.
If this story is true,
Yeah.
Kristen's uncle had a premonition about the bridge collapsing just like the woman in your story.
Yeah.
Which means there was more than one person who was
Dude.
affected by whatever was causing that premonition to happen. Some people say it was the Mothman. Some people say the Mothman has the ability to attack you psychically. That when you see the Mothman, it leaves you with a disturbing sense of dread, like an existential soul-crushing sense of dread. Like when the Mothman lays eyes on you, you have this primordial, deep fear within you, and you can't really explain why, and it's a psychic attack that the Mothman is doing to you. This person could have been perceiving on peripheral psychosis attackings going on, just being in the vicinity of the Mothman. Who knows? If nothing else, let's just say Mothman was there at the bridge.
Yeah.
Earth Crisis's uncle just drove past Mothman. That's pretty cool. Maybe Mothman was like chilling under the bridge.
Yeah.
Like smoking a cigarette, being like, yo, I'm going to bring this shit down in about 20 minutes. I'm going to fuck this shit. I'm just getting my energy levels up. I'm just getting psyched on it. And then, they picked up on that energy and they're like, what the fuck was that? And then they find out that the bridge collapsed.
Yeah, that's crazy. I really, I don't know what to say. That's the fact that there's multiple people that have had like premonitions right before the bridge collapse is really, like, to me, that's like the most evidence we've had on the show. Is like, because usually it's like kind of hearsay, but it's like, no, we have like reporters talking to people like before it even happens. Like it's in like the newsprint before it happens. Like, I had a dream about presents and cars in the river. Like, that's crazy to me. Yeah, Mothman. It's funny because when, like, I talked about on our Mothman episode, people from West Virginia are like, no, he's real. 100%. And the more we learn about it, the more I'm like, yep, he's real.
Well, they supposedly have been spotting Mothman, multiples, in the Chicago area as recently as January of this year.
Yeah.
Which we also covered on our episode. I don't think there's one Mothman. I think it's a race of cryptids. There's Owlman in the UK, who is extremely similar to Mothman. They saw 3 such creatures on the tarmac at Chicago O'Hare Airport. Reportedly, I don't know, something's happening out there. The Mothman cometh. Thank you, Earth Crisis, for that call. She said she had a lot more to share with us. I hope we get to hear some more of those stories.
Oh, yeah.
Someday soon. We have one more call for today. Let's fire up this next one.
Herobrine. He's real. He's real. And there's only one thing you can do if you see him, and that's run. Okay? You hear me? You run. That's all I gotta say.
Was that Herobrine himself? Fuck, dude.
I want to officially go on the record say that is absolutely, without a doubt, 100% my favorite call we have ever received.
Scary.
Ever received on this show.
Herobrine.
I feel like the Joker just called us up after playing a game of Minecraft.
Dude, that was Notch. Dude.
That was Notch, full Joker makeup, being like,
he was calling us from his candy room.
So you've discovered the story of my dead brother. When everybody says the game is haunted, why don't you just make the game haunted? Hey, we don't know the identity of that caller.
I know his number. I can call him back.
We can call him back. We're not going to call you back. But thank you. Hey, thank you for calling us. Whenever you want to call us up and leave us a message, full open invitation. I'm down for that caller, the mysterious caller.
I wonder.
We got to give that caller a name. We need to give that caller a nick, like a code name, because that was
just call him Herobrine.
That was such a good presence.
Yeah, this is Herobrine, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. The Laughing Man.
The Laughing Man.
If the Laughing Man wants to call us back and confirm any more of our stories, that would be great. So, in case you don't remember, haunted video games. We did a whole episode where, anything can be haunted, supposedly. And you always hear stories about dolls being haunted, houses being haunted, cars have been haunted, clothes have been haunted, the woods have been haunted. But you never hear, it's always something that's antiquated, something that's really old. In fact, in certain cultures around the world, it's like old things specifically are haunted and new things aren't.
Yeah.
We did a whole episode about technology, video games that could be haunted, kind of like the modern items. And one of the stories we came across was a supposed ghost that lives inside the code of Minecraft, a ghost that goes by the name Herobrine. You can go back and watch that episode if you so choose. This caller says Herobrine is real. I myself have never seen Herobrine. Herobrine, but I think Herobrine is real. I believe in Herobrine. We gave the evidence that Herobrine appears in multiple pieces of marketing.
Yeah.
For Minecraft and Mojang. Why not? Herobrine is referenced in the code quite often. In fact, I think every single update to Minecraft for like 10 years had something to do with Herobrine.
Yeah, they're like getting rid of Herobrine.
Yeah, it was a running gag, but sometimes you joke and you joke and you joke, and then something supernatural happens and you actually do manifest a haunted spirit inside your video game. And then you know what happens then? You run. Thanks for the call, Laughing Man. We really appreciated it. And I think that is going to bring this episode of the Mega Strange Hotline to a close. I have chills myself as well. If you have a story to share with us, please don't hesitate to give us a call and leave a brief, quick, and exciting story for us to listen to. You are our paranormal correspondents out in the field. You are our eyes and ears out there looking for everything weird happening, and we couldn't do this show without you, so we really appreciate it. New Hotline episodes come out every Tuesday.
Yep.
New full-length episodes come out every Saturday at noon. This is the Make Strange podcast, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye-bye.